So, let us talk about the notion of degrees in a graph. So, let us look at this example that we had earlier. So, here is a graph with 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices, and for each vertex in the graph, its degree is just the number of edges or number of lines that meet at that vertex. So, let V be a vertex, of a graph. We say degree of V is just defined to be the number of edges that meet at V, or you can say the number of edges which leave the vertex V or come into the vertex V, whichever way. Okay, so let us figure out what the degrees of each of these vertices are in this case. So, there are 4 lines here, 4 edges coming into this vertex. So, the degree of this vertex is 4. So, here there are 2 lines, 2 edges, here again there are 2 edges, 2 edges. This only has one edge leaving it, so its degree is 1, and this vertex has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, those are the degrees of the various vertices in this graph. Now, here is the interesting little lemma statement about the degrees in a graph. If you add up all the degrees, so in this case if you add up 1 plus 5, that is 6 plus 2, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 2, 12 plus 4 is 16, that number will always be even. Okay. So, the sum of degrees of all vertices in a graph is always an even number. In fact, we can say what even number this is. In fact, it equals 2 times the number of edges in the graph. So, let us see why something like this would be true. So, we will just draw the graph once more. So, here is this vertex. So, we will draw it a little bigger this time. So, these are the various edges of the graph. Now, I am going to add up all the degrees. I was supposed to take the sum of all the degrees. So, let us do it vertex by vertex. So, for the first vertex its degree is 1 because this is the edge which leaves that vertex. Okay. Now, for the second vertex I will do this in a different color. So, here is my second vertex, and for this vertex I have got degree 5 because these are the 5 edges which meet at that vertex. So, I have to add that number 5. Okay. So, I have this violet edge, and then I have got to add the 5 green edges, the 5 the degree 5. Now, let us do red for the next vertex here. So, it has got 2 edges, this one and this one. This vertex here has 4 edges, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This last one has 2. And likewise for this last vertex here, I need to compute its degrees is 2, so that just accounts for these 2. Okay. So, now what are we doing? We are trying to calculate the sum of all the degrees. The sum of all the degrees is just the total number of lines I have drawn in various colors. And if you notice how many lines have I drawn? Well, for each edge of the original graph, so I had this original edge in blue, I now count it twice. right. I have drawn over it one line in green because that is what arose when I tried to calculate the degree of this green vertex, and then I need to also account for it once in this violet color because it comes up when I try to calculate the degree of the violet vertex. Like that, every edge in the original graph gets counted twice when you take the total sum of all the degrees, once for a vertex on one end, once for the vertex on the other end. So, what we have finally proved is this statement of the lemma, but let me write it in terms of notation. The sum of deg of V will just mean the degree of V, where V varies over all the vertices of the graph. What we have shown is that this is equal to 2 times the number of edges, or equivalently the cardinality of the edge set of the graph. Okay, now this is an interesting statement, and what we want to often do is to, for example, think of degrees as something like, say, the number of friends that a person has. So, each vertex, if it represents a person, then let us say the edges represent the relation of one vertex being a friend of the other, then the number of degrees is like the number of friends that each person has or each vertex has. Okay. Now, there are a couple of other interesting things here. So, one is, how does one compute degrees? For example, if you are given a graph, how do you calculate the degrees of the graph, of the vertices of the graph? So, one thing you can do is, if you are given if you recall, we talked about this notion of an adjacency matrix. So, what does it mean to say you are given a graph? Often this becomes an important thing to worry about when, for example, you are trying to write a program which will do some sort of computation on a graph. You need to be given the graph as an input in some way, right. So, in what manner is the graph given as an input? There are many different formats, one of which is the adjacency matrix, which tells you, which vertices are connected to each other. So, if you are given the adjacency matrix of a graph, so recall that matrix had a lot of zeros and ones. So, when does it have a 1? Exactly when the ith row jth column, the entry there is a 1, provided the vertex I is connected to the vertex j. If there is an edge between them in the graph, then you put a 1 there, else you put a 0. Okay, so that was the adjacency matrix. So, in this case you will put a 1, and if these vertices numbered I and j do not have an edge between them, you will put a 0 in the corresponding location in the adjacency matrix. Now, how does one compute degrees from the adjacency matrix? Well, it is very easy, because for example, what does the degree of the vertex I mean? It just means the number of other vertices to which it is connected. So, all I have to do is to just look at the ith row of this adjacency matrix and look to see how many ones there are in that row. Okay, so, the total number of ones, every time I see a 1 in the ith row, what it means is that it is a neighbor, it is a friend of that ith vertex, right. So, here is a simple relation. The degree of a vertex of, let us say, the ith vertex, if you wish, of the graph is just nothing but you take the adjacency matrix, let us call it A. So, I will use small a I j to denote the entry in the ith row and jth column. So, this entry here would be denoted a I j, and a I j can be a 0 or a 1, those are the only possibilities, but I sum this over all possible values of j. So, let me assume this is a graph on n vertices. So, the adjacency matrix is some n cross n matrix, and all we are doing is just taking the sum of the entries in the ith row. So, these are the row sums, if you wish. So, that is the next little observation here. The degrees of the various vertices of a graph are just obtainable as the row sums. of its adjacency matrix. Okay, so that is how you would calculate degrees if you are given the graph as in the form of a adjacency matrix. So here is an interesting problem. Suppose I give you a set of people and I tell you how many friends each person has. Then can you figure out just from that information who and who are friends? Okay. So this is sometimes you might want to call it the reconstruction, graph reconstruction problem. Let us just do this by examples. So let me tell you what the broad question is. If we know all the degrees, of all vertices, can we find what the graph looks like? Can we reconstruct the graph from that information? So I don't tell you what the graph looks like, but I only tell you the degrees. Okay, so here is an example. So suppose I tell you there are 5 vertices, or let us say even 6 vertices. And I do not tell you what is connected to what, but I tell you what the degrees of each of the vertices looks like. So for instance, if I tell you that the degrees are, so this fellow has degree 3, so I will write the degrees in this pink color. So if I tell you the degrees are the following: 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. So what do I mean? Vertex 1 has degree 3, vertex 2 is 1, vertex 3 is 1, vertex 4 is 2, this is 2 and this is 1. Okay, so essentially I have told you how many friends each vertex has. Now the question is, from that information can you figure out who is connected to who, right? Who's friend? Okay, so this sort of problem occurs in many places. This is sometimes called the graph reconstruction problem. Here we are given the degrees, in other instances you may be given other pieces of information, and the question becomes to what extent is that information enough to determine what the graph looks like. Okay, so sometimes it is enough to have just that information, and sometimes what is given is not enough to tell us exactly what the graph looks like. There may be more than one possibility. Okay. So it turns out that you can't quite find a unique graph only by using this information. Okay, so let us see what can we find using what is given. So the first observation is that the sum of the degrees, at least that is something we can calculate, and in this case 3 plus 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, the sum of the degrees is 10. So what we know for sure is that this graph must have 10 edges, right. So that is the little lemma that we just talked about. The number of edges is or 2 times the number of edges is the total sum of degrees. So there are 5 edges, there are 5 connections that I have to draw between these graphs, but it turns out there is actually more than one way of doing this. So let me give you an example of a graph in which the degrees will be 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. So we will connect 1 to 2, 1 to 4 and 1 to 5. Okay, so 1 is supposed to have 3 friends, so that is 2, 4 and 5. Now let us look at 2, 2 is supposed to have only one friend, so I have already connected him to 1. 3 I will connect to 4. So 3 has one friend, 4 has 2 friends, both of that is done. Now 5 and 6, so let us connect 5 to 6 likewise, and observe that this graph satisfies all the required degree conditions. The degrees or the number of friends of each vertex is exactly what we have specified. So this is one way of doing it, but turns out this is not the only way. So let us look at another way of doing the same thing. So here is the same graph again. Now I am going to give a different set of friends for each of them. So, 1 is now connected to 2, 3 and 4. Now, 4 is connected in addition to 1 to 5 and 5 is connected to 6. So, observe that this graph also satisfies the exact degree conditions that are given. 1 has 3 friends, 2 has 1 friend, 3 has 1, 4 has 2, 5 has 2, 6 has 1. Okay, but observe this is not the same as the one that we obtained earlier, right. So, if you recall what that looked like, so this was that graph. Okay. So, one had 2, 4 and 5 as his friends, whereas in this new thing that we have drawn, 1 has 2, 3 and 4 as his friends. Okay. So, this is in this case what we have shown by example is that the set of degrees alone do not uniquely determine the graph. This sort of thing occurs in many other parts as well of mathematics, and sometimes it is described by saying that the degrees are not a what sometimes called a complete invariant of a graph. Okay, we will talk about invariants and things like that in other contexts in a later video.